Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to show you our schoolroom for the 2018-2019 school year. So now I've made a significant amount of changes to it compared to our last year's schoolroom, and we've been schooling for a couple weeks now, and so it's just enough time to kind of get what was working, what wasn't working, and I think we've gotten our room to the point now where we are ready to just kind of let it be. I don't like to change a lot of stuff after a couple weeks because then I just feel like I'm just changing the room around through the whole year. So I feel like we're at a point now where our space is working very well for us, and so I'm excited to show you guys that. And if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I also do an in-home daycare along with homeschooling my kids. So in this video, I'm not going to show you my my daycare spaces. I'll make a separate video for that because that'll just make this video way too long. So this video is just going to be my homeschool room, and so let's get started. So this is kind of an overview of what our schoolroom looks like. So I school the kids in our lower level of our home. And so we'll just kind of start over here. So I have these shelves here, and this has been just a great change. I did not have this space here last year, and so we have kind of all these buckets, and I'll kind of go through them. So the first one here, I just have our sunglasses and sunscreen. So once the weather kind of breaks, I'll probably switch this to maybe gloves and stuff that we would use for colder weather. Here is where my kids turn in the completed work, and this is the work that I have already graded, and so it's kind of our done work goes in this green bucket. Here's our diffuser, and I do diffuse a lot in our classroom, and if you're interested in diffusing in your classrooms, I will link a video below on kind of the ones that I like to diffuse around kids. This is my daycare curriculum that I use, and I just keep this binder here. And then here are my kids' reading logs, and then stuff that they need to use for math. And then here is their art center and our tidy tub, and this is where we kind of throw toys and little things that don't belong in our classroom, and then we'll usually take some time once a week and just kind of put everything back where it goes. So I have my pencil sharpener, and then here's our art center. I like to switch out the art center probably every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on if we've been playing outside a lot during free time. Then I'll make the art center last a little bit longer, but if we've been inside a lot, like on a rainy week, and the kids have really been in these drawers a lot, then I will go ahead and switch these out. So I'll kind of show what's in it right now. I kind of like to change these tags to kind of what is in the boxes. So this is painting, so I just have some like watercolor dinosaur painting pages to do. This one's sticker fun, and I have a Pokemon and American Girl, like some sticker books. This one is coloring, and I put in our Spirograph and some pens and stuff like that for them to make some designs. This is a craft. This is actually my second oldest son. He's been working on this little puppet, and so this is kind of his drawer. And then here's another craft, and they're just some paper airplanes that the boys have been making. And then the bottom one is Play-Doh right now, and so it's just some Princess Play-Doh that my girls have really been playing with. So once they kind of get bored with these, or you know, the color sheets and all that's kind of gone, then I'll go ahead and over the weekend just kind of switch out all of the 6 boxes. And then here's all of our buckets here. The top row is kind of more for me, and this is all our spelling. So this is spelling and handwriting for my youngest. I keep her workbooks in here, and then like my teacher manuals that go along with the kids' spelling books. This one is any of the DVDs that we're currently watching. I get thrown into here. This one is my reading teaching manuals. This is English, so this is like our English and vocab teaching manuals. This is the kids' jobs, so each of them have a job a day, and so they can pull out, like if they're classroom custodian, it'll kind of show what their jobs are for the day. And then here are snacks that I keep, mostly just crackers, individual packaged stuff that if they get hungry throughout the day, they can grab. And then the rest of the buckets are just like little center toys that if they have a minute of free time or they're waiting for me, they can grab one of these toys. This will also be toys that my school-age daycare kids will play with. So I have some knights, some horses. Do you even say it like that? That sounds weird. Horses. Farm stuff. This is just full of pets like cats and dogs. This is Hatchimals. So my girls were really into Hatchimals last year. And so this toy used to be up in their room and they really weren't playing with it anymore. So we brought it down here and now everyone's playing with it again. So that's all the Hatchimals. So that's a great way too if you have a daycare. I do like to keep my kids' toys separate from the daycare toys, but sometimes if they've outgrown or quit playing with toys that we keep upstairs, then I'll ask them, hey, you want to make this a daycare toy? And it's usually refreshes the toys and my kids will start playing with them again. So this one we filled with Beanie Boos because my kids still just love to play with like little stuffed animals. So this one gets played with all the time. This one is my first graders, like readers on Thursday afternoons. We read. My other kids are usually in the middle of a chapter book and they'll read that one. She's not quite doing chapter books yet, so this one is books that we have read together and then I put in this bucket and I'll just start slowly rotating out the older ones and putting new ones in. And so this is kind of her bucket that she grabs on Thursday afternoons. This is Magnetiles, and if you guys do not have these are so much fun. All the kids just love creating stuff with these Magnetiles. Here's a little bucket of dinosaurs, and then some Legos and dominoes. And then this is like a doctor, like play school set that my little one likes to play with. So there's all the buckets, and this is working really well. Up here is where I keep all of our crayons, scissors, pencils, markers, colored pencils, and glue. So all my kids can grab this except for my first grader, so I'll just grab stuff whenever she needs it. Up here is some CDs, but we hardly ever use those anymore, but they're up there just full of like kids' music and stuff. That is where I keep my extra Yum box, and then a stapler, and then some sources for my older kids to grab and use. So this is my one of my daycare classrooms, so I will make a separate video on that. Now this is a new station that we have this year as well. We are all doing science together this year. Last year they each had an individual science program, and this has been so much fun. So it's called Generation Genius, and it's a video science series. And so what I have done is we kind of watch the video, and then I have a bucket that goes along with each of the videos, and there's a book and like assignments and learning things and some quizzes and everything I just throw into the bucket, and they'll come over here and grab the bucket and they'll have like their assignments in there that they need to do. And then every week I just take the bottom row out, rotate the buckets down, and then place the new one in there. So we're always having our current lesson that we're learning about, and then two other ones that are kind of reviewing. So, and then this is kind of for me, and I can do a longer video on this if you guys are interested, but it's just kind of like my lesson plans that I've made. And then here's all the little, like next week we're going to be doing light reflection and vision, and so I'll switch out the bucket to this one, and these are all the lessons that we're going to be doing this year. And so I've just been kind of getting the next week's science prepped over the weekend, and it's been super easy. The videos are super easy. You just kind of like turn them on and all the kids get to watch it together, and it's been really good. So brownie points we'll still be doing this year. This is when I see one of my kids being kind to somebody else. If they ask or help somebody without being asked, they can earn brownie points, and when the pan is full, then we get brownies with our lunch, which is a treat because we usually do not do treats and desserts with our lunches during school. And this is just Velcro on here, and then I have over on my desk in the bottom of my pencils just these little brownies, and there's 12 of them in there. So this is my desk here. This is all my kids' lesson plans. And so this is and they all look very similar. This is my second graders. So this is the week coming up, and you can see I like to do my lesson plans like this. I make these myself, and after they've done it, I can just put an X over it so you can see the previous weeks we've done. And this keeps everything organized. Up here is just my calendar, it's separate from like my parent calendar that I'll show you for my daycare. It just has a little more stuff for me to be kind of glance at. And then here I keep like my kids' folders. I like to they each have one folder for each week of our school year, and it has all their assignments on there. Keep there. This is my first graders daily folder, and then anything else that I need we'll just kind of set up there. It's just kind of my space. And then here are 4 of my kids' desks here, and then my other sons over there. And so they've kind of just make them their own little spaces. They get to pick out their little cup holders, and they keep their water bottles and anything that they need. These have nice drawers in them. These desks are from IKEA. We've had them for many years now, and they've held up really well. See, his desk is a nice mess, but everything can stay in there, all his stuff. This is a high chair I just keep here for my daycare kids. Sometimes if I have a lowered number or one of my daycare kids doesn't really want to play in their classroom, they can kind of come out here and sit or do stuff in there and have snack in there or whatever. This leads out to our backyard. And then here is our geography station. Last year for geography, we did it together with our Universal Yum. If you guys are interested in that, I will link that video below. So this year we kind of have expanded that. We are still doing Universal Yum because my kids just absolutely loved it. But I added a center to it, and so whatever country we are learning about for Universal Yum, I'm kind of setting up some activities for them to do in our geography station, and then we do our Universal Yum box the 3rd Friday of every month. So we have done Spain and we've done Brazil so far, and after we do them, I'm just going to kind of staple them all to the wall, and by the end of the year we'll be able to see all the countries we've learned about. So here is our board. Now all the books up here, since I am no longer teaching preschool, it's been kind of bittersweet. I have so many books and I've been kind of sad to get rid of all of them. So I am reading a book to my kids at lunchtime, and then I will get rid of the book. So it kind of just gives me, I'll read it to them one more time, and then I will be getting rid of all like my preschool level books this school year. And then we keep our calendar here, and then here are the classroom jobs, and kind of like so the kids can come over and see what their job is for the day. Now here is the folder that the kids, or the box that the kids put their finished work in, but it hasn't been graded, so I can come over here and grab the worksheets and grade them and hand them back. So my kids are not done with their work until the assignment is completely graded and complete and all the answers are right. Here is our classroom computer where the kids do their math and Spanish and typing on. And then here I have, we keep all our headphones, our math discs, our writing discs. This is one of my daycare kids. I keep kind of her nap stuff in there. And then here's another center. So we're doing Road Trip USA, and the kids are learning all their states and capitals. But then I also have kind of divided up the US by regions, and so every 2 months I'll be switching to a different region, and this is just full of different kinds of activities that they can do to make learning states and capitals a little more fun. This is the kids' devotional bucket, so they like to keep, some of them like to keep their Bibles in here, and then whatever devotional they're working on or going through gets put in here. It kind of just, especially like their Bibles are kind of thick and big, and it kind of takes up a lot of room in their desks, so this is just another place they can keep that stuff. And then here's a calendar where I keep like all my calendar pieces, and then I also keep our schedules for the day in there. And then over here In this little bucket, we keep our highlighters that we use for spelling. This is just like a bug spray. It kind of keeps the bees away. It's got peppermint and stuff in there, and the kids like to spray this on them before we go in the backyard. And then here's just our markers and eraser for our board. And then I have all these drawers that keep just our homeschool materials. So over here I have our paper. This is my son's folders, my other son's folders. This one is my first grader, so her folders are in here. Like her readers for the year are in here. And then she does little work boxes and games and stuff that I keep in there. And then on this side, this is my other daughter's folders, her readers for the year. And then this is my son's folder. So like I said, I keep a week. Every week is a folder, and all the assignments are in the folders. I copy everything during the summertime and have it ready to go. So on Sundays, I just grab the next week's folders, and everything's in there that we'll need for the week. So that's about it. I just have some posters on the wall, our whiteboard. Here my kids kind of put their current books that they're reading. And then here's our shoe bucket. So my daycare kids put their shoes here, and also my kids will throw their shoes in here. Like if we've gone out in the morning and we're gonna go out again in the afternoon, they'll keep their shoes in here for the day. And then here is just a little keyboard that they have been learning just some early piano lessons on. So that's about it, guys. That's our schoolroom for this year. I'm really excited about this year. This year has started off really great. So thanks for watching this video, and if you guys want me to go into any more detail about certain areas, just let me know below, and then maybe I'll make an expanded video on some of my centers or other areas that you're interested in. So see you guys in my next video.